Alright, so over the last couple of weeks, I've casted some amazing games of professional StarCraft 2, and it's been awesome to see the pro players face off against each other, but I figured today, let's mix it up a little bit. Today, we're gonna watch mortals play this game. I know, sometimes the pro players make it look like this game is, you know, played with like 3 or 4 hands, and they're just doing everything at once. Can look a little bit intimidating, but today, we're gonna go to the very lowest leagues in StarCraft 2. Our first match is a Protoss versus Protoss, where we find ourselves on Inside and Out between 2 Bronze League heroes. So I hope you're ready for a little bit of cringe. Hope you got yourself some protective gear ready to go. Maybe like a respirator or some, I don't know, goggles or something. Maybe some hearing protection. Maybe actually that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe you can wear like in-ears right underneath your hearing protection so you can still hear me cast. Maybe at the very least like a lab coat? Am I really stretching it right now? Anyways, game number 1. We find ourselves on Inside and Out in the top right-hand corner, playing with the red Protoss probes. We have none other than Skymarch. And then his opponent in the opposite corner with the blue Protoss pieces. He goes by the name of Yak. So both of these players are Bronze League heroes. Wait, what? Okay, Skymarch. We're not even a minute into this and I'm already... I'm not wearing my protective equipment, guys. This is an issue. I'm not wearing a respirator while casting these games, believe it or not. If you're gonna go for cheese, Skymarch, you should really go for cheese. I'm pretty sure you went pylon into pylon, which really is not the way you want to play this, because you did send that probe really early on at the very beginning of the game, right? So you should have had enough time. Maybe, though, Skymarch, even though he's a Bronze League player, maybe he's actually got like 700 IQ. And he's actually, yeah, he's trying to play the mind game right here. Yek is like, okay, there's a pylon inside of the main base. If there's a pylon inside of the main base, but there's no gateway, what is going on right now? Is my opponent AFK? Does he just not know how to play? Because we're both in Bronze League, and maybe he's actually tricking me into not thinking he knows how to play, and therefore, you know what I mean? There's some... Skymarch, dude, way ahead of the meta. Everyone's out here playing 2022 StarCraft, and Sky... Did he just... Okay, never mind. He just spotted it. Everyone's out there playing 2022 StarCraft, and Skymarch is playing 2027. Love to see it. Anyways, he's decided to build 4 gateways on the other side of the map. Yak has seen this twice now, so you'd imagine he's gonna cancel that Nexus, right? This is a full committal cheese right here from Skymarch, and obviously he's the one with the higher tech. There's multiple ways to win a game of StarCraft 2. Economy is one of them, but tech is definitely not to be underestimated. Going for a couple shield batteries here, not a bad idea. Adding on 1 additional gateway. I don't know, that's gonna cut it, Yak. I'll be honest with you, man. Honestly, at this level of play, it might just be the best move to go for a forge. Add on a couple of photon cannons, because even when you do get stalkers out, you know, they can technically move and then shoot and then move and then shoot and then move and then shoot, and eventually you can micro against those types of zealots, but you still need to micro, and that might be a little bit trickier than what the pro players usually make this look. Alright, here go the zealots. Quite a few of them. These boots are made for marching, right, Skymarch? He's excited. He sees 1 shield battery though. He's like, oh no. 2 shield batteries. Oh no. My worst enemy. Not entirely sure why he's... Yeah, not just committing. Not entirely sure why he's not adding on additional zealots either. He did, by the way, go for a Nexus on the other side of the map. Skymarch is going for a classic, okay? This is something you see quite a bit, especially on the lower ends of the ladder, where he's going for a build that is considered to be a complete all-in, right? This is as all-in as you can play the early game of Protoss, but then he's actually playing macro on the back of it, which, for obvious reasons, not a great idea. And so far, it's really not worked out for him very well. Like, I think he missed an entire production cycle on those gateways because he spent 400 minerals that he really should have, you know, spent on zealots instead. Anyways, apparently Yakdel, feeling a bit guilty about the whole situation, decides to sacrifice a stalker of his. We're gonna need a battery overcharge if you're just gonna stand there and fight. Yeah, we're gonna... No. Okay, then. We do have energy. The only problem is that you do need to have both of the Nexi on 1 control group, right? That is a bit of a problem. Yeah, if you don't have the Nexi on 1 control group, you can't actually battery overcharge, so... Maybe you forgot about battery overcharge. It's a very powerful ability, but I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of things in StarCraft 2 that are very powerful. You need to actually know of them, right? Before you can actually make use of it. By the way, these days, it is quite tricky to be a Bronze League hero. Like, once upon a time, back in the early days of StarCraft, Bronze League was a very significant league. But at some point, Blizzard was like, you know what? People don't really like being Bronze League, so they've made Bronze League significantly smaller. He's just gonna continue making Zealots here. Anyways, Bronze League these days is actually really small, so I guess as a new player, right, you get that sense of progression. So eventually, ooh, he's trying to go for a surround. This is not Warcraft 3, mate. Well, now we see a battery overcharge, but that's not quite ideal. Anyhow, third Nexus coming up as well for Yak. He's got the money, so I figured he's, you know, probably gonna, I don't know, make army. Anyhow, yeah, the sense of progression is quite nice. So even though you may start off in Bronze 3, you can definitely climb your way to Bronze 2 and Bronze 1 relatively easily, which is kind of nice. Then usually, I guess, players get stuck in Silver. But what I'm trying to get at is that Bronze League, very tiny these days. That's still a lot of Zealots, man. Zealots, yeah, they pack a punch. Their DPS is significantly higher than that of Stalkers, even though they're cheaper. It's because, obviously, Stalkers are ranged units, and, you know, they can get blink and stuff. Yeah, that's how I feel about these games most of the time. Yeah. So what really shouldn't have worked, because it's like a half-committed all-in, is actually... Does he have... He's got like 350 energy on those Nexi combined. This man can chrono boost the hell out of those gateways, and he's not even doing it. But you know what? Sky March, a 700 IQ player, as we've already discussed, he's doing this on purpose as like an extended version of BM. Because there's a good chance that eventually Yak is going to scout the opponent's main base. He's going to see the amount of, you know, energy that's available on those Nexi, and then he realizes what a god Sky March even is, right? That he doesn't need that level of energy on those structures in order to, you know, win, right? He can just win the game just by sheer skill alone. He doesn't need, you know, cheap tricks like this. Chrono boost? Disgusting. Let's see what the APMs are at. Oh, you know what? Not even that bad. So this is actually a Bronze League game. Like, it showed it at the very least on the loading screen. Maybe, you know what? Maybe this is not a Bronze League game. Because I know that the leagues and the league borders are a little bit bugged right now. So it only shows the MMR of players on the loading screen of these games if they're Master League or Grandmaster. This does seem like a little bit of a higher game than well, Sky March honestly seems like a proper Bronze League hero. Yak is doing a surprisingly good job defending his bases. Considering the tools that he's given himself, he hasn't really given himself very good tools, but he's at the very least spending his money, right? Maybe I'm mistaken. The APM also seems a little bit higher than, you know, Bronze League heroes. Yikes, is this false advertising from me on my own channel? Or maybe Bronze League has actually just gotten better over time. Maybe this is high bronze, okay? Such a thing exists. There's a couple of pylons here to power all of them. One more pylon to find them, and in the darkness bind them. This pylon over here, sick wall right there from Yak, but sadly it's not going to prevent those zealots from going through that little alleyway. That one pylon over there, yeah, it's powering basically everything. Luckily, Sky March once again, move commanding on top of one stalker, even though the zealots... Oh my god. Anyways. Battery overcharge. Interesting position on that battery overcharge. Interesting timing on the battery overcharge too. And what seemed like a build that was held at the 1 minute mark, because Yak literally scouted it. Yak did not respect it, yeah, strongly enough. So anyways, in the meantime, what do we have? I thought for a second there were other structures on the minimap, but those are probes, just on idle. It's a little bit funky here. Not entirely sure what's happening. Maybe he did attempt to go for a structure here earlier. Anyways, maybe it's like a peace offering. Maybe that's what's going on, you know? Yak is like, don't take my base. I will bring you 20 minerals. Like the good old days. When two tribes of Protoss have apparently problems, they give each other, you know... Oh, you know what? No, that's Sky March, actually. Sky March just made 3 additional pylons over here? Fascinating decision. I mean, he did hit a supply block, don't get me wrong. But... yeah, maybe in his mind, right? Sky March, obviously being the 700 IQ player that he is, Sky March probably anticipated his opponent to be even better at the game, and therefore he assumed he would lose Zealots along the way to, you know, winning this match as well. So, because of that, he decided to not make additional pylons because he assumed that the opponent would kill a couple of the existing Zealots, and therefore he would have avoided this supply block altogether. Huh? Sky March, man. This guy. Love to see it. Does he know about the base over here? I do think he saw a couple of units running on over towards the 6 o'clock expansion. Yak actually has a good amount of income still, despite this terrible situation for him in the game. Honestly, like, if SkyMarch would have spent his money, right? If he would have spent the 3,012... Okay, never mind. I think this is a Bronze League game after all. If he would have spent his money, he would have 100% won this game already. At this point, though, he's making it rather hard for himself. I mean, still, I think he's winning this game. Mostly because Yak is not taking the most efficient trades here. Yeah. Look at that. Who would have thought, huh? Make 50 zealots out of 4 gateways? Still gonna be in a pretty good spot. It might be time, though. Hey, crazy idea. Yak, hold up right now. Yak is actually cannon rushing his opponent. He does still have that forge. Well, not anymore, but he had it just a minute ago. One of the photon cannons here is gonna be denied. He's making a new forge right now inside of his opponent's main base. He did just finish up a photon cannon inside of the natural of the player in red. Alright, Yak trying his very best to keep this one probe alive. He's got a little train following him around as well. It's gonna be kind of tricky to keep that probe alive, man. You need to keep it moving, because otherwise it's gonna get picked off for sure. This is creating a lot of chaos right now, though, and SkyMarch, he's killed the opponent's natural, he's killed the opponent's main base, but he has not found the base at the 6 o'clock position yet. Oh no, is this gonna be one of those viewer games where it gets turned completely upside down? Because this is, for all intents and purposes, an unlosable game. Right? Right? SkyMarch has 100... Okay, he's marching back home. Yeah, these boots are made for walking, man. He's going back home. Alright, he did find it. Okay, SkyMarch, look at that. That's a Silver League move, man. What a legend. He split off one of the zealots from the rest of the pack, and he found the base at the bottom of the map. Super important. I don't think that these zealots really are gonna care too much. Hello, Probe. Probe, come on. Oh my god. That probe is a freaking ghost. How did that probe just live through that? Wow. He's like a cat. If he sits very still, maybe nobody will notice I'm there. This is what my cats do all the time. And oftentimes I like step over them or like I walk past them and, you know, they probably think it was successful as well. They probably think, oh my god, look at this human. Didn't even tell I was there. Anyways, oh, okay, the zealots... Once again, in one big ball, are marching all the way to the bottom of the map. It's gonna take a little while. Did that probe finally die? I think the probe just died. Yep. Yep. Sad. There's one photon cannon, though. So Yak, he's got this defense under control. He's got one photon cannon. There's only 12 zealots available at this point. It's not enough! What? Oh! Micro God! SkyMarch! Did you see that? He pulled away the weakened zealot. Now, he pulled it away a little too late, so it still died. But, that was an attempt. Alright, I like this from Yak. Yak has made a new base in the bottom right-hand corner. But he's running the... he's running the probes from that base towards the left side of the map, so it's not so obvious. He did just rally, I think, a new probe towards the bottom right. So that's a little bit, yeah, shaky. He's adding on his, I think, 3rd forge of this game. Yep. He's running the probes around. Workers on the other side of the map, though, from SkyMarch have not actually returned to mining for quite a while. So there isn't a whole lot of income for him. If you look right here at the income per minute, Yak is ahead. Yak has now taken the entire bottom section of the map, so he decided to move a little bit further up north and go for the base right over here instead. Mr. Yak, I think it might be about time we go for some actual fighting units. I know this is crazy. I know you're busy walking your zealots, right? It's like someone walking their dogs over here. Didn't put them on elite, but apparently he doesn't need that. Looks like you've shaken them, boys. Well done. You've successfully shaken off all of the zealots. Where are we going? Oh, okay. I thought maybe we'd wanted to start mining over there. Anyhow, still no cybercores for SkyMarch. I would be very concerned if I was SkyMarch at this point in the game for literally any higher tech unit. Well, maybe not literally any, but, you know, a Void Ray, an Oracle, a Dark Templar, you know, like, those types of units would essentially be GG, even at this stage in the game. He did just successfully cut off his opponent's rally, so that's something. Most of those probes will probably find their grave over here, too. They're hiding behind the beautiful flower. It's the same color as the probes. Does it work out? Skymarch, though, sees his opponent with red. Skymarch is really keen to set up surrounds with slow zealots. I love the effort. Don't get me wrong, but... yeah, again, this is not Warcraft 3. It's gonna be very hard to pull that off. In the meantime, it looks like something just died in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. So Skymarch, once again, marching towards the bottom right-hand corner. This guy has been all in since the 1 minute mark. This is the never-ending all in. Yak. You know he's coming, bro. You know he's coming. 100%. Yeah, that's a bit late, dude. What are we doing? Who's making that? This probe is making that? Why are you mining that mineral patch first? Okay, that probe is never gonna actually... oh, never mind. The song ended. The march... oh, never mind. I got a new song. Alright. The marching song ended. No, there's still enough zealots in red, right? Yep, definitely. There's more reinforcements coming up as well. This man has now made 33 zealots that died. And 14 still in total. A lot of probes end up going down here, man. I think this may still end up being a Skymarch victory, no? Because there's just no plan here for Yak at all. Like, Yak has been doing a pretty good job spending his money and, you know, staying alive. But he's gonna go for the next base. There's no longevity. He did remake his natural, though. If this is gonna be a Yak victory, I'm gonna lose it. There's no way, right? Like, he needs to get tech out. So he's going +1 ground weapons? Alright. What we really need, though, is every Bronze League player's favorite unit. And that is, of course, the Void Ray. Why are these zealots just... no. Those zealots are leading him towards the new base. I guess he's already found it. Skymarch doesn't stop marching, man. He doesn't use the old army hotkey to march around the map. He has already found an addition. Oh my god, Skymarch! Micro god! He did it again! Oh my god, Skymarch! Skymarch, stop hitting him! He's already dead, bro! Amazing. Anyways. This is, like, he's retaking his old natural, alright? This place feels like home. This is where he originally spawned. He's now retaking his old main base as well. Yeah. Home is behind, right? The world is ahead. Love to see that. So is Skymarch thinking of the fact that the opponent could retake his old bases? Because in Skymarch's mind, right? He only plays 700 IQ builds. That does not make any sense. Skymarch is not thinking about his... no, that's not where you put that pylon. That ain't it, dude. Okay, then. Is he gonna put a pylon on every base? He's gonna... okay, he's gonna find it eventually. Skymarch is done with his opponent's nasty tricks, okay? He's like, my god, this guy is slippery as an eel. I don't wanna have to deal with this. He's putting a pylon at every single possible expansion. Love to see that. Yak was thinking about making another Nexus over here, but he got pylon blocked. There's a full wall off right now for Yak. Come on, Yak. Come on, Yak. You can do it. Pave the way. Put your back into. There's still no way, bro. Finally, by the way, we have the 18-minute cybernetic score coming up. This is after the main base is mined out. The natural is running dangerously low as well. Third Nexus, still to just power out those gateways, I suppose. He's now up to... like, what? 8,000? 8,500 resources in total, almost? That is a lot. Okay, we're making a second layer to the wall. Not sure what that's gonna achieve. I'm also not sure why we haven't warped in any units. Oh, man. Yeah, so this cheese, even though it had all the intentions of failing, right? Skymarch really is trying to make this cheese fail. I think in the end, it's still gonna work out. Yak says GG. Skymarch says LOL. No GG from him, okay? This is the type of game that Skymarch plays every single match. And even though I don't think this is necessarily the highest level game that I've seen over the last couple of weeks, Skymarch, with the big brain strategy, is the one who obtains the victory. Alright, was that game a little bit too cringe for your liking? Was that a little bit too painful? No worries, I've got you. Alright, next up, we've got ourselves a Silver League match of Zerg versus Zerg. This is gonna be a significantly higher level game. So hold on to your hats. We're going in. You can take off your goggles and your respirator right now. Keep on the lab coat though, okay? Anyway, top right-hand corner of data C. Playing here with the red Zerg drones. We have none other than Semkrmr. Semkrmr. All right, Sam. Good to see you, man. I think I'll just refer to you as Sem... Yeah, not the krm part, because missing a vowel or two over there. Anyways, his opponent in the opposite corner with the blue Zerg pieces, he goes by the name of GG Man. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Huh? Hold up. I need to go back. What's the timing on that hatchery? Oh, it's a 14 hatch. Interesting. That's what we used to see back in the day. We used to see 14 hatches. This has not been a popular build for about a decade. Literally? Like, I'm not even joking. Literally about a decade? But hey, it's okay, I guess. You know what? In Zerg vs. Zerg, I actually don't mind it all too much. Mostly because, of course, cheese is extremely prevalent, right, in ZVZ. Cheese is worse the higher you go up on the ladder, but we still see it all the time at the professional level as well. And I actually do think that Zerg vs. Zerg, it may very well be the hardest matchup in all of StarCraft 2 for, you know, ladder heroes, just because it's so different than the other matchups, right? So ZVZ, since all of the Zerg units have like 5 health at about 100 damage output, give or take, right? They end up killing stuff very fast, but it's also very easy to accidentally lose. The other matchups, especially the mirror matchups, are not easy either. But I think Protoss versus Protoss and Terran versus Terran are a little bit more forgiving. Most of the time anyways, but anyways. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I mostly play Zerg myself. Either way, hatch gas pool, I guess, for GG Man. A little bit different than what we normally see. Sam going for a very quick gas geyser. Alright. Also a pretty, yeah, you know what? This is not too bad. I actually like this start right here from Sam quite a bit. Look at that. Just a normal, good old beginning. Both of these guys going for a hatchery first. I've casted quite a few viewer submitted games of ZVZ over the years. And honestly, I think every single one of them started off with at least one of the two players going for cheese. Not the case in this match. Sam, starting off this game with what seems to be another peace offering, just like what we saw in the previous game. Love to see it. These guys are trying to win through diplomacy alone. Aggression is not always the answer, guys. Aggression is not the way you want to do this. Anyways, that's a super dead Overlord. I think. It should be super dead. Yeah. Luckily, we see the same thing happening on the other side of the map. Alright. Good guy, GG, man. Returns to favor. Oh no. I'm turning into a grumpy old man looking at these games. Poor Overlords. Third hatchery coming up though for Sam. Sam Krummer is not messing around. I love the nickname. Sam Krummer. In Dutch, we, no. GG, man. Stop it. Stop it. You've been generous enough. Stop it now. Don't do it. Brenda laying down a creep tumor in the most useless position. She accidentally finds another Overlord, though. Love that. In Dutch, we roll every single R. So, Semkrummer is, you know, not that tricky. Double evolution chamber coming up for GG, man. What is going on with these games, man? What was this build? Okay. If you're gonna skip the Ling Bane phase of Zerg versus Zerg, I really do think you have to play a 2-base start. It's very difficult to skip the Ling Bane phase. So there's no Banelingness right here for GG, man. But he is gonna go for the 3rd base. He's also going for double upgrades, it seems. Maybe this is a wall-off, I don't know. Yeah, I think he wants to go for double upgrades, maybe eventually, but anyways. A lot of Zerglings coming up right here for Sam Krummer. So... Whoa, he's going melee upgrades? GG, man. What in the world? Melee upgrades here doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So you need a Baneling Nest usually with this first. Okay, he's gonna go for a Baneling Nest right now. But he's going for too much gas. Making this much gas while going Ling Bane? You need 3 hatcheries. Like, for like 2 base Zergling production, you need 3 hatcheries. Just because, well, Zerglings are cheap in minerals and gas, they are expensive in larva, right? So the gas that GG Man is getting right here only really makes sense if you were to go Mutaling Bane. But that's not what he's doing. Anyhow, is he gonna get punished for it? Sam Krummer is right now running across the map with as many Zerglings as he can. 52 Zerglings available, dude. They are gonna run, I'm assuming, at the 3rd base. Are they gonna play Ring Around the Rosie at the 3rd base? I would like to see that. Come on, can we go play Ring Around the Rosie? Yeah. That's so many Zerglings. That's so many Zerglings that they can't actually all attack it. Really? We're gonna go home? Bro! Sammy! Can I call you Sammy? Yo, Sammy, could you please? You could literally go win the game right now. I don't know if you realize this, but you could literally just kill Brenda and Karen over here. They're probably not on hold position, let's be real. They'll probably not get their transfuses off, let's be real. You could quite literally go win the game, because that Baneling Nest was so late. Well, very soon though, that won't be an issue anymore. I think Sam Krummer did miss his timing, so he is, yeah, gonna get destroyed. That's a pretty quick burrow. So we're going Lair together with Burrow. I thought for a second maybe that's a misclick, but Lair has already started up as well. Fair enough. That's a lot of Banelings. There's about as many Banelings right now as there are... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say as there are Zerglings on the other side of the map. But I would say a 1-to-3 ratio is still pretty sweet. Can't complain about that. In the meantime, Sammy right here is transitioning as well towards a lair. He's taking gases in the natural, but hasn't put any drones in them. He doesn't have any drones in total anyways. GG, man, at 55 workers, despite the fact that it just lost the base, is actually in a pretty good spot right now. He's got an infestation pit coming up as well. So this does look like Mutaling Bane in the end. I think Mutaling Bane is the obvious, yeah, best choice. Overlord over here, ready to be sacrificed. Love to see that. Brenda and Karen's like, ooh, don't mind if I do. Going after the OVs. Wonderful work. Overlord. I don't think it saw those Banelings. Oh, he's burrowing them. Okay. GG, man. Reinventing the Zerg for the Zerg meta. So I think this is bait, man. Look at Karen and what was her name? Brenda. I don't know if they realize, but you guys are bait. Alright? GG, man, basically has put you on a little hook. And he is trying to force those Zerglings to run across the map once again. Alright? He's gonna reel in. Alright, and as many Zerglings as he... Oh my god, they're coming! Brenda! Karen! Hey, Margaret, what's up? Careful. Careful now. Okay, you guys did need to run a little bit before this. Oh, there's Karen! Or whoever that was. Oh, yep. Yep. I mean, in the end, there's still not enough. A couple of them are still... Oh my god, what the... Alright, then. Those are some of the biggest Baneling explosions I've ever seen. At least in Zerg vs. Zerg, and that at this stage in the game, that was kind of wild. But I think, once again, Sammy ended up killing the base quite nicely. This would be really good for Sam, and I would like this position for him if he actually made workers. Like, he did not make any drones. Like, he's got 26 drones, which... You know, maybe in his mind is a good number, but he really doesn't have a whole lot. So despite the fact that he's now killed his opponent's third base twice, it doesn't actually put him at an advantage. In the meantime, GG, man, has finished up his quadruple hatch 2-base play with a hive. Classic. And he's going into a Greater Spire? Okay. So... This is not Mutaling Bane. This is... Brute Lord Lingbane. Which sounds a little weird to... Yeah, it doesn't sound right. But I guess he's gonna have Brute Lords? You know, that's pretty good, right? Kind of. They're just so slow. Like, the main problem here against these very fast-moving armies is that, well, they can just run circles around your Brute Lords. Assuming Sam actually doesn't engage, you know. Oh. Alright, not the end of the world in that exchange. Yep. Sammy's gonna be able to get rid of this expansion too. Don't run into Banelings. Just, no. Yeah, just the Zerglings. Nice. So normally at the pro level, we never see Brute Lords. Oh, now we're still making a couple mutas. I don't know about that, bro. Anyways, we don't normally see mutas, or we do see mutas. We don't normally see brute lords, mostly because they can be abducted. So ultimately in ZVZ, players are usually aiming for Hydra Lurker Viper. You can obviously abduct the brute lords into the Hydras, and at that point, brutes are not particularly useful, right? So obviously they're very slow and they can pretty much always be chased. But at this point in the game, I don't think anyone is expecting a 2-base brute lord rush. Those mutas make me a bit sad, though. What are the mutas here for, man? I mean, maybe rush needs to be put between quotation marks, because why are we making that right now, dude? What's going on? This is not StarCraft Brute War, okay? You don't morph your guardians off of mutas in this game. It's not how it works. You already did make a couple corruptors, though, didn't you? Yeah, there's 2 corruptors available. He still has burrowed Zerglings everywhere. This man loves burrow. If GG Man was an animal, he'd be like a mole or like a rabbit or something like that, you know? Maybe an ant. He'd be digging tunnels. That's that's for sure. Being an ant seems pretty cool, actually. Yeah. Ants are actually pretty underrated. I've been watching ant videos over the last couple of years. I'm sure there's many people here that are familiar with the Ants Canada YouTube channel. That guy makes some pretty cool content. Oh god. I never really cared much for ants until I came across that video or that channel. I was like, oh, that's actually, ants are pretty sick. So I'm not shaming GG Man over here. Look at him. Digging holes. Love it. But you know you can actually set them up to be auto unburrowed? Like if you right click the thing in the bottom right hand corner, they will actually automatically unburrow if something walks over it. It's faster to manually control it. But it's not bad. Like, it can oftentimes still work out. So this is gonna be, if GG Man is watching this video, that's gonna blow his mind, okay? So basically, on the burrowed unit, you right-click in the bottom right-hand corner on, it's one of the, I think it's the first one, actually. The first activated ability, so the one in the bottom left-hand corner of the command card. Double Spire coming up here for Sam Krummer. Now, finally, the Brute Lord, quote-unquote, rush is actually gonna, I think, begin. Or finish. I don't know. Depends on your point of view. Come on. Come on, GG Man. Come on, bro. You got... Come on. Yeah. No. Where are we going? I mean, he doesn't have any gas anymore. He's making so many corruptors, but he doesn't have any gas. Yeah, no. What are we doing? We're going for another base. I think we've kind of like stopped being aggressive to one another. Both of these guys are now playing SimCity. Maybe like Roller Coaster Tycoon or something. Like they're not playing a multiplayer game anymore. They're playing, you know, just a game by themselves. Couple of mutas. 4 mutas at the 13-minute mark have been tasked with killing this one hatchery. Fair enough. 5 more are coming up though for Sammy. And interestingly enough, this is also the point at which mutas are shown from the other player. GG Man. Definitely gonna kill those mutas if they're not moved away, but I don't think he's gonna keep that hatchery alive. No cancel. Can we please make the Brood Lords? My god, this is the slowest rush I've ever seen. Come on, bro. Yes! Oh. Never have I been this excited for Brute Lords and Zerg versus Zerg. I actually think they're a pretty awful unit in this matchup, but they can work. Sammy right here saw a couple of mutas, so he decided to put down as many spore crawlers as he could. Well, at least at this base. Look at Sammy over here, dude. Not messing around. No mutas in the main base, so he doesn't need any spore crawlers over there either. Okay, here go the burrowed Zerglings, or the burrowed Banelings rather, once again, I would imagine. Come on, GG Man. Make him GG. Yeah, so the real reason why GG Man is still looking good supply-wise is because he's just had more workers here. Sam has been allergic to drones. And no worries, okay? I also have allergies. For example, I'm allergic to cats. I have 2 cats. I found out I'm allergic to cats after I got... Anyways, I don't want to talk about it, okay? Stop judging me. But anyways, GG Man, I think you should really try and utilize the worker count that you've had for a while now. Yeah, so making more Brute Lords. Alright. So, we're soon going to be at 15 Brute Lords. That is a lot. The only problem with Brute Lords is that they're super slow. Most of the time when you attack with Brute Lords, it's a one-way trip as well. There's a very good chance that they're not gonna go back home, alright? Even though home is behind and the world is ahead and all that. Oh god. Oh god. Not really what you want to see. Okay, now the Brute Lords are spotted. Honestly, I think that might just be enough here for Sam to actually just fight this straight up. Sam! Sam, no! The intimidation! Samwise Gamgee, you get back right here, right now! How in the world did you... Sam, I guess, was intimidated by 2 Corruptors. Even though Brute Lords are only ground, you know, are only anti-ground units, they can't actually fight that. There were 7 Corruptors and 9 mutas available. Still, GG Man has been so convincing with his, like, intimidation play that he's also convinced himself of attacking with the Brute Lords. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He does have more Corruptors coming, though. Yeah, he does have more Corruptors coming, so maybe it's not the end of the world. Brute Lords at this point, yeah, trying to make their way back home, it seems, but it's not ideal, man. They're kind of slow, right? So, like I said, it's usually a one-way trip. Corruptors here dying one at a time, and honestly, this is still looking pretty sweet right now for Sam. Brute Lords, not entirely sure what they need to do. Oh, you know what? I think what's going on here is that GG Man is using the all army hotkey here a bunch. Maybe he's move commanding with the all army hotkey? I'm not exactly sure. It's all a little bit confusing. Anyways, here's the slowest flyby of all time in StarCraft 2. This is like a person on a scooter trying to, like, I don't know, pass by a Ferrari or something. It's not ideal, man. You're not going to be able to, yeah, no, you're not going to win that drag race, I'm afraid. These brutes are just going to die, right? What are they even killing? They've killed nothing. Yeah, GG, man. Trying his hardest to throw this game right now. What's interesting is that we are 16 minutes into this game, and we haven't seen a single roach. Usually the most commonly played unit in this matchup. Anyways, Sam doesn't really have a whole lot, though, to follow this up with either, right? Like, it's not like those Corruptors are going to be particularly useful. I don't think he's got his own Greater Spire here. He doesn't have a Hive, so now he's like, hey, guys, everything going well there on the ground? Corruptors just shouting at those Zerglings to try and get off their lawn. Doesn't really work. No, sorry about that, Sam. Sam is making mutas, though. He's now got the air dominance. So I guess that's nice. He's going for a new spawning pool. Oh my god, wait! The Brute Lords sniped the spawning pool? Is that turning out to be the greatest move in this game? Because spawning pool takes a long time to rebuild. And GG Man right now is running into the base. Ay. Well, I mean, okay. Despite the fact that Sam, I think at, when was that? Like the 5-minute mark? Could have literally just attack moved instead of his opponent's base, and he probably would have won the game. He didn't do it. Despite the fact that he's had all the time in the world to build up his own economy, he never did. I honestly think that this game really shows you the power of drones. GG Man has been rebuilding his work account too. He's been a little bit too trigger happy, I think, on those drones though. Yeah, he's oversaturated in every single one of his bases, but anyways. There's still a good amount of mutas. Corruptors are coming up as well for GG Man. There's the caustic spray even being used too. I don't think there's enough mutas though. Yeah, as long as he, okay, makes a couple spore crawlers. Maybe that's why he overbuilt the drones. As long as he has a bunch of spore crawlers ready to go. This really should not work out very well here. For Sammy. Here come the Corruptors as well, ready to clear out this air army once and for all. If the mutas are gone, and looking right now on the other side of the map, there's really no way that Sam is gonna get back into this. So as long as those mutas are gone, GG is indeed gonna be forced. And it is gonna be GG Man who obtains the victory. Now, if you have an awesome game of StarCraft 2 that you've recently played yourself as well, you can submit it to replays at LowkoTV, and maybe I'll cast your game in the future. Shout out to the players that submitted these games, by the way. Thank you very much.